Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gab-fed show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Join Terry with Tracer Rounds every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern to hear interviews with veteran artists, veteran business owners, and businesses that support veterans. Catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and MB Radio. If you miss a show, you can listen again on Wreaths Across America Radio every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tune in to see if you are on target. MBR, giving veterans a voice.
And welcome to the Tracer Rounds podcast. And I am Terry, your host, and you're on MBR, where we're giving veterans a voice. And tonight's veteran voice is David Brown. Welcome, David.
How's it going?
I'm so excited to have you on. We know each other vicariously through someone else. And so I was really excited to finally connect with you because he had been trying to get us together for a year. And finally, we made the connection. So I know you're an Army veteran. I see the Army flag in the back. Can you tell us a little about your military service? Maybe how many years, what your job was, maybe some of your deployments if you deployed, and just some general information about your service?
Yeah, I was in the Army for 6 years, a little over 6 years. Only did one deployment, which was over to the Horn of Africa. Hit a few different countries while over there. And I was infantry for the entire time up until it was about maybe 3 months left of deployment or something like that. Kind of got my leg not, blown up or anything like that. It was a, foot patrol related injury. And so that was kind of all she wrote.
Aw. So did you get out because your contract was over, or was it a medical type?
It was a medical, messed up my leg, nerves wise, ligaments wise, bone wise, and so on. And
oh, wow.
couldn't really do too much anymore of, what it, entailed and required to do. And so they just, got to my ETS date and then finally got out.
Yeah. So where were you stationed originally?
I was actually, people are going to laugh. I was what we call a nasty girl. I was National Guard mainly for the whole entire time. So I was out with Alpha Company 3144 with 36th Infantry Division over in Greenville, and then spent most of our training and time down in Fort Hood.
Okay. All right. So you're a National Guard, and then you had a deployment to the Horn of Africa. Okay. And you spent 6 years, and then you were retired out of the military because of the injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted. Best job, while it lasted.
Right. What do you miss most about the military?
Mainly it's the brotherhood and the camaraderie and the dependability. You've always got something going on. You always got something to work towards and push yourself. and you don't have to worry about, if anybody's got your back or not. Whereas, civilian life, that's give or take.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Everybody I've talked to always says that basically the same thing, that they miss the camaraderie, they miss, the community that we had, and knowing that someone is always there and has your back regardless. You don't even have to ask.
Yeah. Looked a lot better too then.
Yeah, we all look a little different when we're in uniform for sure. Oh goodness. So when you got out, what did you do?
I started working on motorcycles and rebuilding them from maintenance and service to, ground up frame, custom bikes, Harleys mainly, and Indians. I won't touch overseas metric bikes. So, and then started taking my music serious because, I always dabbled in music from early age all the way up until, I, back in 2020, I started like kind of taking it serious, started writing a little bit more, writing here. And then about 2 years ago, I started actually to, spend time gigging, shows, and studio time and recording.
What's the hardest part about being a musician, would you say?
Uh, it's just, I think honestly, it's the navigation and how much stuff's out there. Like right now, a big thing is like all this AI stuff that, people either they don't write it or they don't make the actual music. And it's kind of a slap in the face, especially for, independent artists, especially around in this area. And, the scene that I'm in, it's, a big slap in the face because if you can make something or computer generate it and they can just throw it up there and then they get all these streams and plays and so on. But, that, and then I think, booking shows because a lot of venues don't want to pay. They want to try to, cut you short on what they think you're worth, and a lot of times you got to remember to value your worth versus settling.
Right. Yeah, you have to set, the threshold and stick
Yeah.
to it even if
Hard
sometimes it hurts.
sometimes.
Right. So I read your bio, and it's quite detailed about your music style. Can you tell us a little bit about how you classify your music?
uh, Honestly, it's a mix between Texas country and outlaw country when you throw in some Delta blues as well, and that kind of like Southern rock bluesy type, touch to it. And it's, we mean what we say and we, live what we write. We don't just sing about it like, most of
Right. Well, I was listening to some of your music, and I do really like it. And I was noticing, I think we're fans of one of the same bands.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so Blackberry Smoke.
Oh yeah. That is one of
Yeah,
my
because I
favorite
heard
bands.
you sing One Horse Town, and
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's Blackberry Smoke. I
Yeah.
know that. And so
Them
I was
and
like,
my good buddies over, James and Frank over with Them Dirty Roses is another one.
so I don't know if you want to sing tonight or if we just want to play your music, and we'll definitely do that at the first break if you want to go that route. But what's your favorite kind of genre to sing? Is it something like Blackberry Smoke, or is it something more like traditional outlaw country, or what would
So
you say is your
anything
preferred?
from Waylon to, Blackberry Smoke, Leonard Skinner to, more folky bluegrass like Tyler Childers and that style.
Yeah.
I kind of stay away from all the mainstream Morgan Wallen type stuff.
Yeah, your voice is a little more gravelly and more lends itself to some of the southern country rock bluesy. I
Yeah,
agree.
and that's where I feel at home too. Like not having to be something you're not or put on a face. Like you can just sing and be yourself.
So, how many songs would you say that you've probably written? I usually ask everybody that, and some really differ from writing, like, maybe 100 songs they're never going to ever sing. Like, it's just like notes on a page, and maybe eventually they might pop off and make a song, but basically they're just writing, and then maybe one day they make a song. Well, how about you?
Right now, I've got about completed songs about 16 or 17
Hmm.
that I, are fully done. And then, of course, there's many, many others that are, kind of just, bits and pieces. I may have a chorus or one or two verses and not the chorus that I'll, get back to and touch on. And right now, the plan's been just recorded another single this last 17th, I think, September. and we plan on releasing it mid-November. And then from here on, we plan on doing a new one. Hopefully at least one, if not two, every other month, and
Yeah.
putting them out until we run out.
So your newest one though is Sinner or Saint.
Yes.
That's the newest one, and that one did it just drop this month, or did like this
That
week?
one
Or?
actually dropped in July, and then the newest one that we actually recorded will be out mid to late November.
Okay, and what's that one called?
It Ain't Me.
It Ain't Me. Okay, I'm excited to hear it. I did the pre-save for the Sinner or Saint, but I saw that it was out, so I downloaded it so we could hear it. But they're asking if you want to sing because they're interested to hearing you sing. Our executive director Joel Hunt is on, and he's like, "Is he going to sing?"
Yeah, I'll do. I mean, I'll do a cover for sure tonight.
Okay, that sounds great. So when you're writing, how do you find your inspiration? Are you like just in the middle of the night, like all of a sudden something hits you, or do you typically try to like put yourself aside into a room and you're just writing? What's your methodology to getting a song out?
It's kind of a little of both. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be out or out with friends or dealing with something, and then something will just that'd be a good that's a good line, that's a good verse, or so I'll get up my phone real quick, put it in my notes, and then go back to it, and then I kind of do that, and I end up with paragraphs long of stuff, and then I go through it and kind of filter it out and structure it.
So you usually write the lyrics first and then put it to music, or is it vice versa? You have a song in your head and you're like, okay, I need some lyrics for this.
Yeah, I most of the time I usually have like an idea or a melody in my head, and then I'll kind of base it off that, and then the way I want it to sound in my head, and then I'll kind of get the lyrics down, because then it gives me the type of feel or sound to where it reaches out to the actual listener, and what grabs them, and match it up with that, and then kind of filter it all in together and structure.
And so you're part of a band too. So do you mostly go out and do gigs as a band, or do you mostly do single solo type shows, or is it a combination of both?
It's mainly been solo and duo, sometimes trio shows with a couple of other artist friends of mine. But I had a band, and it was solidified, and then due to certain issues and personal reasons of other people, like not being able to be as dedicated or anything like that, kind of broke up. So then I went back to the drawing board, and then I found three other guys that are everybody knows them, let's just put it that way, with who they've played with before. And now that I have them, we've been actively going at it, recording, booking shows, and then getting booking more as much as we can, especially with the summer going on, all the festivals going on. Most venues don't want to spend what it costs to have a full band, especially for travel and 3-hour gig and this and what it costs to go into it.
Yeah. So do the three that you travel with sometimes, is that the Dirty Sinners, or is that the other band?
No, that's the actual band. Yeah, it's David and the Dirty Sinners.
Okay. I was just curious because I know that when your page says you do solo and then you do the band, but I wasn't sure if the three you were talking about was part of the current Dirty Sinners.
Yeah.
So if you, so I was going to say congratulations too, because I just found out you had a brand new baby and a little baby girl, right?
Yes. Third girl. I've got it out for me.
Yeah, you got your work cut out for you for sure. Yes. With 3 girls. Well, good for you.
Through the roof.
So do you want to kind of lead us into the song we're going to play? Do you want to talk about it before or after? Your inspiration and maybe what it means to you or something like that? Do you want to talk about it now, or you want to play it first and then talk about it?
No, we can, or I'll go ahead and kind of give a rundown of it. It's
Okay.
Basically somebody that is kind of in the crossroads of am I going to do the right thing, or am I going to do the wrong thing? Because the right thing isn't always going to get me where I want to go or where I need to go, and I just feel like forget it all. Screw it. I'm just going to do what I want type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time that leads down the wrong road. And so it's, in the crossroads of, am I going to be a saint, do the right thing, or am I going to be a sinner? And the struggles sometimes as well with, like some of us drink too much when it gets to the downfalls and the muck and everything else. And it's also somebody's battle at that crossroads with that.
Right. That makes sense. Well, then let's play Sinner or Saint by David Brown.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And we're back. That was an awesome song. You have a great voice. I think that was awesome. I'm waiting to hear that on the radio. I think it could easily go. That's really, really good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that was the first one that, well, not the first one, technically my second song that, actually went to the studio, and it's much, much different, especially playing along with click tracks. I had never done that before in my life, and that threw me for the biggest loop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what is it like recording in the studio versus, you just trying to figure it out at home? I mean, I can't imagine all the production, the starting, the stopping, the different instruments that have to come into play. Must be quite something,
Yeah.
quite an ordeal, I guess, to get your music recorded.
Yeah, especially I mean, I love where I record and everything, and I love the way he does it because he does it all old school off of a old late '60s model analog mixer. And so
Oh,
it's not like, most studios to where, okay, we'll record the guitar right now in a booth and then we'll do vocals in a booth and then put it together. It's all together at one time. And so you
yeah.
mess up, you start all the way back over again.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the way to do it though, because you
Oh
get
yeah.
it's more synergy if the band's playing it, if all the pieces are together versus if somebody's playing this part and this part separately, then it's hard to like it's like when they record voices when they're doing movies and somebody else is recording their part somewhere else and you're missing a piece
Yeah.
of the movie or missing a piece of the script or the dialogue. I mean, music is dialogue in my opinion, where you've got the guitar doing dialogue, you've got the drums, you've got whatever instruments you're including, and then you've got the vocals. It's all dialogue and they're all talking together, and without being in the same room at the same time
Mhm.
doing everything, I feel like you're missing a piece.
It doesn't click as much. And then a lot of times, what you go or bring into the studio usually isn't what the finished product's going to be because it can change astronomically.
Yeah. Well, and then is it really hard then to replicate the sound when you play live if all these things are, so isolated when they're recorded so that you're just hearing that piece by itself and then everything's put together. Does it sound quite a bit different to you when
Uh,
you're playing live?
I think it's maybe not sound just because of like most of your engineers and producers and everything, wizards at what they do, and they're able to make it sound like you are playing together, whether you are or not. But I think it's
Yeah.
better doing it all together initially and through the whole process, because then that way when you're playing it live, well, you're already synced up, you're linked up, and you don't have to worry about being off two beats or one beat or an octave or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. If it were me, I'd want everything together and be playing as a group
Oh yeah.
versus, independently. Because I don't think you have the same energy by yourself
Yeah.
as you might have with the other pieces.
Yeah.
So, what's your next big project? What are you up to? Are you I know you were last year you were at a veterans concert that was in Fort Worth. Wasn't there a big veterans concert and you were part of that?
There was one, and then there's also one coming up November 2nd. Harmonies for Hero.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually in their seventh year. It's one of the biggest ones I think to date that they put on right now out there. It's going to be Rhinestone Saloon that Sunday, November 2nd, and there's like over I think 25 or 30 different artists, musicians, or whatever in the same scene, same genre, and everything. And I think there's about 7 to 10 different ones, including myself, that are veterans that are going to be playing at that one as well.
And where is it at? You said
And
it's
it's
at
going to be at Rhinestone Saloon in
what
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was in Fort Worth. I'm not sure if I know about that place. I know of some of the places downtown Fort Worth, but not enough of them. Well, that's really interesting. And you said that you know some other veterans in the area. So do you guys get together and do some things too as a kind of a collective sometimes?
We try to. It's just with everybody's schedule and shows, and then also most of them, having also full time job on top of that, and then being, some of them live all the way down towards Waco or further, and then some live, all the way out as far as Amarillo and
Oh,
so
wow.
on. After a couple of them moved, but
Yeah.
I'm all by my lonesome up here, as far up here in Anna.
Oh, you're in Anna?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were in Fort Worth area. So you've
Oh
got a
no, that's where I play. It's the best place to play. I mean, that's the best
yeah.
place to cut your teeth and do it right.
Right. So you get a ride every time you wanna come to Fort Worth and play, because Anna's not it's
Oh
not
yeah, it's
like
about
with
hour 10 minutes one way, I think.
yeah, with all the traffic and everything, it's a little
Yeah.
distance.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest headache. DFW traffic.
Yeah, not so much fun. So what would you wanna play with for us tonight?
I can. They're one of my favorite covers to do. It's actually it was covered actually by Tyler Childers, and it was actually an original Waylon song. I think it was 1971, 1972. Rock Salt and Nels.
Oh, okay. Can you play it now?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully she's in tune. Hopefully you can hear it all right.
Yes.
By the banks of the river, where willows hang down, wild birds they walk with no morning sound. Way down in the hollow, where the river runs cold, it was there I first listened to the lies that you told. Now I on my body, and I see your sweet face. Last I remember, yeah, but time can't erase. And those letters you wrote me, they were written in shame. And I know that your conscience still echoes my name. If ladies were blackbirds, if ladies were thrushes, I'd fly there for hours in the chilly cold marshes. If women were squirrels with my bushy tail, I load up my shotgun, rock salt nail. I load up my shotgun, rock salt nail.
Yay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you playing that. I don't know if you saw it in the private chat. I asked you if you knew the Highway song by Blackfoot. I know it's way like it's in the 70
I
era.
don't.
Like,
Yeah,
do you know that one?
I don't.
Oh, you don't. I was just curious because I think your voice lends itself to that one too. So I was
I'll
just
have to look
curious
it up now, though.
if you covered it. It's called Highway Song, and the album cover has a picture of a cobra on it, I think. It's pretty cool. So who have you met that you've really thought that was really neat to meet, since you get to move in some of these areas where maybe you get to meet maybe your favorite artist or maybe an
Yeah.
actor or something like that? Is there somebody that you've met that you're like, oh man, I can't believe I just met this person?
There's been a lot now, actually.
Yeah.
Like half the people that I know or I've met, I probably shouldn't have at this early of a stage, but it happened. From anywhere from being pretty good friends now with Tanner Usry, and then there's been James and Frank with Them Dirty Roses, that band, and one of my actual people that's actually been kind of helping me and mentoring me, kind of guiding me in the correct direction is Jeff Canada. He's a great musician, great artist.
Jeff Canada. No, I was thinking of Cody Canada and The Departed. Or
Oh,
they're not,
they're good too.
yeah, Cross Canadian Ragweed. I
Oh
guess
yeah,
they're back to that now. They're not
oh
Cody
yeah.
Canada, The Departed anymore. Have you run across him in Oklahoma, actually?
Him and then Grady, his bassist, or yeah,
Yeah.
ran across them and a few other people too. Like there's been numerous ones that I've met now, and then surprisingly, a few of them still, keep in touch and communicate and so on. But yeah, I still to this date is like, why?
Like how, but I think
Yeah,
it's cool. I don't know how, but
yeah.
it's okay. So we were starting to talk about your next projects, and you said November 2nd was a big concert for you. What else is coming up?
I've got a few more, a few shows, coming up here and there. I'll play actually tomorrow. What is it? No, Thursday night. I'll be out at Troy's at Texas Alive in Arlington,
Oh, okay.
and then from there I'll be going up and hanging out up in Oklahoma. They do a nice benefit or whatever. It's a charity. They call it Dad's Walk up in Copen and Dewey, Oklahoma area.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll be playing Saturday night over in Sulphur Springs at Backstory Brewing. But right now it's getting all these solo shows in and everything. And while I work on all the original content and get it recorded, we finished the newest one. It was about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and getting the finishing touches on it so we can release that one come hopefully by the middle, if not the end of November.
Very nice.
And then just working on more and more original stuff to put out there on all the platforms that everybody uses.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I found you on Spotify and SoundCloud. I think I found
Oh
some.
man, I didn't even know I still had a SoundCloud. Yeah, that one was old.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
yeah, I heard a song. No, I know
Oh
it's
no,
me.
it isn't me. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it isn't me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was listening to that one. That one sounded pretty cool too. So, is that an older song that you've had then?
Yeah, that was like one of the first ones that I did, and I just mediocrely, recorded it at home. A nice little, USB mic, plugged it up, set everything up, and did it that way. And then I started taking it serious, and I was like, okay, let's take it serious. Let's only put out, the stuff that's supposed to be out there and good enough to, hopefully good enough to be played on radio, at least the quality of it.
Right. So, you said that you've always played music? Did you play when you were in high school too?
Yeah, I started, teaching myself and playing guitar around, towards the end of 12, 13-year-old. And this is when I was, living up in Arkansas or whatever, because for a short time or whatever, I was living up there, up in the Ozarks. And closest place we had, or closest Walmart we had was, 20 miles, 25 miles away or something like that. So,
Oh, wow.
there wasn't really no, music schools or anything like that. So I got one of those chord poster charts from Walmart. And then first guitar was from a pawn shop. So I just taught myself how to play off that and just kept listening to music, emulating it, throwing in my own, hammers, licks and everything else. And then just kept working at it.
So, did you have a band in high school too?
Oh,
Like, did
no,
you play
no.
with people or no?
No, I mean, I would, play here and there, play at some parties or something like that, but never, I never had a full band,
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, when you were in the military, did you do anything with any veteran songs? Because the reason I ask this is because Operation Song is always looking for people that write songs for military. And so they write about their stories and kind of help them tell the tale they won't tell, I guess, somebody in words, but they'll tell them in a song what happened or their process. And so I wondered if you'd ever connected in with some of those groups, either in your military service or then maybe after, if you've been approached by anybody to write a song.
I have actually one guy or whatever. He was also a military vet, and then his son is actual one of the presidential honor guards. He was, I think, he was on Carter's detail or whatever when he was, passed away, and
Yeah.
so he wrote this song, and it's called Folds, and it's talking about, the folds of the flag and what it means, and the discipline it takes, and what it stands for and resembles, and but it gets pretty dark and in depth, and that's one that we're still working on, because that's one of the ones I don't want to mess up, or anything of any kind in their eyes, or at least the person that wrote it,
Right.
and do it justice, so to speak. But that's probably the only time that I've written for somebody like that.
Well, you should maybe get connected up, maybe to Operation Song, and maybe I can give you an introduction or something, because I think you'd be a really great storyteller for, having a veteran's story get out there.
No, yeah, definitely interested in that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll definitely do that. I think we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play the Wreaths Across America ad. So if anybody wants to buy a wreath from Wreaths Across America, MBR is doing a drive to get wreaths out on the headstones of loved ones, or just honoring service members in general. So we'll play the song, this little commercial, and then we'll be right back with David Brown. 1 second.
At Military Broadcast Radio, the goal is to offer a platform for mental health advocacy while connecting the military community through various media platforms. Founded by U.S. Army veteran Joel Hunt, MBR gives a voice to veterans, first responders, and their families through streaming radio, podcasts, video, and outreach events. With its leadership run completely by veterans and hosts of the diverse programming from all branches of service, MBR was created as a response to the silent battles veterans face after service. Military Broadcast Radio is also a Wreaths Across America partner, hosting a $5 back sponsorship group page. For every veteran's wreath sponsored through the Military Broadcast Radio page, MBR receives $5 back to help support their platforms and outreach. Veteran and first responder stories need to be told and shared. And with your support, MBR can continue to bring together veteran nonprofits, mental health organizations, and government agencies to bridge the gap between veterans and vital resources. To find out more and donate, visit wreathsacrossamerica.org/MBR.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.us.
And we're back. So this is David Brown, and he is an Army veteran and of 6 years of service, and he's also a musician, and he's Southern grassroots blues. Oh, we can't hear you.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, Southern rock, Texas red dirt, whatever, that aspect. I stay away from all the mainstream country. Most people don't listen to the range, or the ranch, where they have traditional or Southern rock type style of music anymore. So
I love that you're doing that. I love that you're old school in that, because we do have a lot of country singers now that do kind of do the crossover to almost pop.
I call it tractor rap.
I get the reference. I really do. That's funny. So what advice would you give someone wanting to start out in the business, knowing what you know now, and being where you are at this point in your career? What would you say if someone were to say, I want to start playing music? What would you say would be the starting point, and what advice would you give to them?
First, I would say, learn an instrument or sing really, really well. Right. But besides that, what's really helped me, surprisingly, is network. Like, meet as many people as you can, and always, go and search for, advice and mentorship from the artists that you like and that you listen to. Because if you, go off somebody that's just, mediocre and just, half does it and doesn't put everything into it, then they're going to fall flat on their face every single time. And networking and reaching out and meeting these people that own these venues and write music and musicians, and not just, singers, but like everybody in the whole aspect of the scene is, that's the first step, is what I did. And that's what's helped me. I did that for, I don't know how long, and just kept doing it. And then finally I was like, okay, we'll take it serious. and it takes a little bit of the load off, a little bit.
Yeah. So have you heard of Hero Stock?
I'm not.
So Jason Steiner is in charge of Hero Stock, and so he invites veteran bands to come and play. And they just had one in August, I believe. So typically it's in August, and I think I want to say it's Iowa, but don't get me to lying because I'm not sure. But he'd be a great partner for you too. And
Oh, yeah.
he kind of put me on Alignable. So if you sign up for Alignable, I can send you a link, and then Jason's on there, and then all the other people he works with are on there. So it's a really great tool to connect. And like you said, networking is super important when you're either a nonprofit or when you're an artist and you're needing to connect with other artists or other places, venues. It's a great resource to kind of plug in and get connected. So I agree with you. I think that's great advice because some people just don't think about the networking piece of it and just try to play the music and hope for the best. And
Yeah, and now social media, unfortunately, is such a big part of it all. And I absolutely hate it. And that's the one thing that I got a late start on was all that. And it helps just making sure that, you have a right path and pipeline, so to speak, to go off of, and definitely practice every single day because nobody ever gets, these big artists and everything. They never got there just, one day they woke up and they're there.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a lot of hard work for sure. And it is practicing and getting good at your craft and, and honing in your skill sets and your sound. I agree.
Finding your sound is big part. Biggest
Right.
part of that, probably.
Would you want to play another song by chance?
No, sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
What do you want to play?
Well, I'll do an actual Tyler Childers song this time.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I tune this up right though, because it was bugging me a second ago.
It wasn't bad, but I wouldn't know if it's out of tune or not.
And that's the big thing too, is like, you play all these places and everything, and people are like, oh, that was so good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It was out of tune, beat it out, it was sounding horrible. It was
We're our own worst critics. So other people
exactly.
We don't give ourselves any grace.
And one artist or whatever that I actually wrote one song with, he always told me, he was like, man, don't ever think about it. He was like, because I even still do it, and as far and as big as he's gotten, he was like, I always think my voice sounds like crap because I hear my own voice. He was like, I hear somebody else singing my song. Oh, that was great. What are you talking about? It's your song.
Oh goodness.
There we go. I'm a stone's throw from the mill, and I'm a good walk to the river. My work day's over, go swim my cares away. Put your toes down and walk, and a smile across your face, and tell me that you love me, love Lady May. If I ain't the toughest hickory, it's your hand every day. I'm a hickory just as well. I'm a hickory all the same. You can't crash through the forest, 'cause you cut my roots away. I felt a long way for my love lady. Oh, the wind can leave shivering as it washes so deep. It's been rushing through my timbers. Your love brought on spring, and out and about, it's all out dust. And they don't know what to say, except a good long line of priests for my love, amen. Well, I ain't tough, bitch, your head, real. I'm here just as well. I'm a kid, y'all. I'm sure you heard that bike. Yeah, that bike. I swear, that guy that threw me off. I got distracted like crazy.
It didn't bother us at all. Oh, thank you for performing live for us. I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm happy. It's good. People actually enjoying it. People just enjoying music in general, because you go to some of these places and you can hear a pin drop, and then you go to some venues and everybody is just clapping, praising everything. So it's definitely a good feel, for some people or artists in general or whatever. Oh yeah, people like it. People genuinely like it and know their music.
Definitely. And we love to support veteran music. So we're happy to have you on the platform, because that's one of our favorite things to do, is just support our veterans in whatever they do. So if it's music, if it's art, if it's businesses, that's what we do here at MBR. And so I'm so excited to have you play and support your music.
No, thank you very much.
Absolutely. So is there anything I didn't ask you about that you want to talk about, or is there anything that's just on your mind that you want to say before we go? I mean, we've got a little bit of time, but I just want to give you the floor if there's something you want to talk about.
I mean, kind of touching on what you just said, just support wise, especially independent artists, because so many of us, whatever, don't get the backing, and not me, in particular, but there's many artists that I know that are just sound better than half these people that you hear on the radio, but they never get the time of day because they don't have the funds, they don't have the money, they don't have the network, or the following or whatever on your socials and so on. And it's definitely support your local live music, especially with all these music venues shutting down. Now is the biggest time that everybody needs to be out, supporting live music, especially local live music.
Right, I agree. So how is it playing at Texas Live? That's a really big venue.
This one is actually my first time playing at Texas Live at that venue.
Oh, really?
Most of the places I've played, I've played a few places. Played one time up at when it was still going on, Highway 30 Fest up in Idaho one time, and then that was in front of like the biggest crowd that I've ever played in front of, and I was nerve wracking like crazy. But then kind of pushed through it, kept going, kept playing a show here and here and here. So now it's just kind of you get up there and you just do your thing.
Right.
And it's kind of it's broken all those those glass nerves that was there.
Right. You just don't think about it. You're just playing your music.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, Texas Live, for people that don't know, is up near Cowboys Stadium and Texas Rangers Stadium, and it's kind of the party place in between both of those stadiums, and a lot of big bands go there, and that's where they have the New Year's Eve festivities, and they have all these things go on. So it's a really big venue to play at. So, I mean, I think it speaks well to your talent if you're playing there.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been working on that one the past 2 weeks, just every day taking a little time out, and it's like, I don't want to mess it up. Especially that venue and that place.
What are you going to play while you're there? Do you have some a set lined out, or what do you think you're going to do?
I usually, I usually don't go in order every single time. I usually have I got a whole, plethora, I choose from or something like that. But I usually base it reading off, the crowd and, what to play next based off that and their engagement. And I'll usually do, 2 covers or 3 covers and then do an original and then 2 or 3 covers and original. Or if, the crowd's more, older, I'll play like more traditional stuff and then I'll throw in a new one or something like that. And if it's a newer crowd, just go based off that
I
instead of, and
love
it always keeps it fun too, instead of just
yeah.
having the same songs in order every single time and just recycling it.
Well, I love that you read the room because that's what you're doing when you're making the music set picks based on what the crowd's resonating with, or the age, like you say, or the venue you're playing at. I love that you adjust your music to that venue because that's why you're popular, is because you know how to engage with the audience in your music. You know how to pick
Yeah,
the
if
right
you lose
stuff.
that crowd, like, that's it. You lose them for just a few minutes, they're done for the rest of the night because then they go to talking and then it kind of drowns out the music.
Yeah, yeah, the crowd can get really loud if they're not paying attention for sure, and they're talking, and it's very distracting, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What would you say was your favorite place to play so far, or your favorite experience playing music? Where was it, and what were you playing, and who were you playing with?
Honestly, it's still where I usually routinely play even now, as over at Madame Pearl's saloon there in the Stockyards,
Mhm.
is one of my favorite places to play. Just Fort Worth in general, because that is, our technically, quote unquote, nobody get mad at me on this one. It's just a reference. Basically, our Nashville, because a lot of us don't deal with Nashville and mainstream. We
Yeah.
deal, Texas country, and that's where you cut your teeth, and that's where you have, people that enjoy the music, engage with it, and what music's supposed to be doing. And you go to some of these other venues, and it's nothing but talking, drowning out the music, and you're there, to enjoy it, listen to it, tell a story, and there for that reason.
I love that. I'm gonna have to go to that place because I haven't been there. I've been on the Stockyards, but I've never been to that club.
No,
So
yeah,
I'll
there
have to
in
go check
Rhinestone
it out.
Saloon, you can't go wrong.
I'll have to check it out. And I love that you said that it's really the scene for Texas artists to go.
Oh yeah,
Because like you say, not everybody can go to Nashville and play. I mean, you might get invited a time or two, but maybe
a
that's
lot
not
of
how
us don't
you.
want to either. the way they the way they work, at least most of them, not all, but
It's a little bit different scene.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and, and a lot of the stuff now too is like, so much auto tune, or they, so much, like pop or synthetic instruments and sounds, and it's not somebody actually making the music, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I know you mentioned it briefly, but AI makes music now, and I wonder if now whose actually is it? Because if AI is making it, if you're putting in the lyrics,
Exactly.
whatever those lyrics are, and then it's coming with a sound and a voice,
Hmm.
then who does that belong to? Does it
Exactly.
belong to AI, or
Right.
does it belong to the person that put in the notes? I mean, or not the notes, but the words.
Yeah, it
I'm
shouldn't be. Honestly, it shouldn't even be allowed, because that's just, a slap in the face to, all other artists that, actually, take the time and years of practice and hard work, and the struggles and everything else that makes it what it is.
Yeah.
It cancels all that. And a lot of these, AI songs and sounds and artists, you know, are getting, millions of streams, and
Yeah.
yet it's putting all these other artists out of, that so-called spotlight, but being able to get recognized and seen, and it's getting drowned out, and it's clouded up and muddied up the water.
Yeah, I have to agree because I'm a little confused by the whole thing. I mean, I understand the technology, but
Yeah.
I don't understand how you navigate that, especially as an independent artist and then you're competing with AI. I mean, obviously they can't go do concerts. I mean, you can play them over the
Exactly.
speakers, but they can't
Yeah.
go perform in front of people. I mean, somebody that's taken an AI song can go perform it someplace, but it's not going to sound like the AI voice.
Mhm.
And then like who do they get to record those anyway? And then is that his or hers? I'm still confused.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the a big thing going on now is so many artists are calling to just straight out ban it like they should, because it's not nobody's actually making the music. It's not it shouldn't be allowed to create royalties for them, or streams and so on, and notoriety, and get put on all these playlists and used in commercials and all this other stuff that they do when it's AI generating music.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about that with AI actors and things too, that,
Mhm.
like how do you, and like, so they don't have to pay people. They have the AI people and they could tell them what to say
Yeah,
and how to act. And it's like,
it's taking them out of a job.
right. It's like, where do you draw the line in that?
Exactly.
And Paul says music is such a great healer. It sure
Yeah,
is.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that. That
If it
is
wasn't
true.
for music, oof, yeah.
So if someone wants to connect with you, wants to have you come out or anything like that, where's the best place for them to get a hold of you?
Actually, if they go to davidandthedirtycenters.com, uh, that's our website, and on the menu tab, click it, and it'll go down, and it'll have our electronic press kit, and it's got all socials, uh, information. If you want to book or get a quote or anything like that, or private party, or TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the platforms are all compiled into one location, and it gives also a little bit of a rundown of the bio and upcoming shows, and links in with the bands in town, so they can follow, and they'll get an update anytime that there's a show upcoming.
Right. And you have merchandise, you have t-shirts, right?
I did. I've actually got to get the new ones made. I sold all the first run.
Did you?
Yeah.
So are you revamping? Is it a new idea, or are you just making more
Oh
of the
yeah.
same?
No, I'll each time I'll plan on doing a new art style, new design, everything. Still gonna have my trash panda. That's kind of my spirit animal, so he's gonna be staying.
I love that. Well, we've just got a couple minutes left. I just want to thank you for coming on and for playing for us twice. And then I want to wish you every success in your music. And if there's a way we can support you, I certainly want to do that. But just know that we appreciate what you do, and you're making a difference with music. And I just love that you are so passionate about it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, for sure.
Well, you're welcome. And so I'm looking forward to catching a show sometime. So I'm going to have to keep up with your
Definitely.
website so I can come out and
Yeah,
listen, because I'd love to hear you play live.
yeah. Website. Follow us on any of the socials and everything. Definitely, like, biggest way is bands in town. That it interlinks to the website, all the socials and everything else, and it'll automatically update every time a new show gets booked. It gets inputted in there and dispersed, so that way nobody will miss it.
All right. Well, it sounds good. Well, David, thank you so much. And this is Tracer Round signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.